I still remember the day my father's reputation was shattered. It wasn't just a rumor or a small misunderstanding. It was a lie, carefully calculated, spread by someone he trusted, someone who wanted everything we had. I was only 15 when I saw him sitting at the kitchen table, head buried in his hands, while the neighbors whispered behind their doors. I could feel my heart pounding, a mix of anger, fear, and determination. And I swore then that I would not let this injustice stand. I swore that one day I would make them see the truth, and I would make them feel the consequences of what they had done. At first, I was powerless. I had no influence, no means, and no one who could openly help me. But power, I realized, could be cultivated, silently. I began observing everything: the people who had lied, the patterns of their actions, their arrogance, the moments when they thought no one was watching. I learned how they communicated, how they manipulated others, and where their weaknesses lay. Everyone underestimated me. They saw a young girl obsessed with her father's pride, but I was learning faster than they realized. Every insult, every whispered laugh at our expense, every small betrayal became a piece of a larger puzzle. I didn't confront them. I didn't argue. I didn't even let my anger show. I waited. I watched. I studied. Because revenge, I learned, is never a sudden act. It is strategy, patience, and timing. Over the next few years, I quietly developed skills I never thought I would need. I learned to read people, to interpret subtle gestures, to gather information without being noticed. I studied finance, law, and business, even when schoolwork seemed overwhelming. My friends thought I was focused on ordinary teenage ambitions. They had no idea I was plotting, observing, building the intelligence I would need. Each day I memorized details, noted inconsistencies, and tracked how lies spread. I began writing private notes, documenting misdeeds I witnessed, every slight, every deception. My father's torment became my mission. Not revenge born of rage, but revenge born of precision, discipline, and patience. By the time I turned 18, I began testing the waters. I started small, placing tiny hints of truth where they could be discovered, leaking small details anonymously, creating subtle connections in public records. Each step was deliberate. I was patient, and I made sure to remain invisible. They laughed at coincidences. They dismissed small exposures as accidents. And all the while, I quietly learned how far their arrogance could take them and how high their walls of lies were built. At 21, I had everything in place. I knew which doors to open, which accounts to access, which documents to expose. I had built a map of their world, one that even they could not see. And I acted. Slowly, methodically, I leaked evidence of misdeeds, tipped journalists anonymously, and let the truth trickle into public view. No one could trace it back to me. They believed it was coincidence. They thought it would fade. But step by step, piece by piece, the lies they had built were unraveling. The people who betrayed us, the ones who mocked our family, had no idea that the girl they ignored was the quiet storm about to dismantle them. The moment of truth arrived, quietly, yet with undeniable impact. The headlines exposed the full story. I sat across from my father in the old kitchen, now renovated and bright, and watched his eyes widen as the truth unfolded before him. Finally, he saw the vindication he had long been denied, and I realized that no one could have predicted how perfectly calculated my plan was. They never saw me coming. I wasn't just my father's daughter. I was the shadow they never warned them about, the quiet force they never took seriously, the storm they underestimated. It wasn't cruelty that drove me, nor hatred. It was justice. Every move, every tiny manipulation of the truth was a measured step toward restoring what had been stolen. And as I watched their empire crumble, I felt a peace deeper than I had ever known. My father smiled at me, finally relieved, finally free from humiliation, and I understood something profound. The most powerful revenge doesn't roar, it whispers, it waits, and when the time is right, it delivers a lesson no one forgets. In the months that followed, I reflected on everything I had done. The waiting, the observation, the planning, it all mattered. Revenge is a patient art. It is built in silence, executed in shadows, and felt most profoundly when the world finally sees the truth. And when the dust settled, I realized that power is not taken in fury, it is claimed in subtlety, precision, and unwavering resolve. Those who underestimated me had learned a lesson too late. Even now, when I look back, I see that the journey was more than revenge. It was a lesson in resilience, patience, and intelligence. It taught me that true strength is quiet, true courage is steady, and true justice is a storm that arrives only when the time is right and the world cannot ignore it.